Welcome. This is Danish, the founder of jobskillshare.org. This video on YouTube is going to be a summarize or a short format of our long format course that is available to our members on our website, jobskillshare.org, and also on Udemy. And the purpose of long format is if somebody is interested in knowing more about this topic, then they will go for that. If somebody's not interested, they will just stick to this free version, which will have everything available for them to understand why we need to cover AI for IT professionals. And it's a knowledge sharing course. So please do not expect that we're going to develop something like AI and models or anything like that. This is for people who are in IT and they need to utilize AI, because if you don't learn about AI, somebody who learns about AI is probably, in most cases in future, probably going to replace you, because the products and the way the things we are using, ticketing systems, technologies, everything is now integrated with AI some way or another way. So you got to go through this just for knowledge sharing. This is good for IT support, systems administration, cybersecurity, networking, and even IT managers that would like to just upgrade their skills. And also for anyone that are enthusiasts or looking for a job, and for keywords, this could be a great way to add a little bit of more advanced keyword like AI for IT professional, AI ticketing systems, and things like that. This is really going to help you because things are getting modernized and we also need to share that knowledge with you. We are going to discuss how to use AI for different type of IT roles. Now, why are we making this course? This course is designed for members who are following our courses, programs in JSS, on other platforms such as Udemy. We have a lot of followers, and AI is becoming a part of our job. So this course is not for someone who's brand new to IT and they just want to learn about AI, like basically configuration of AI or how to become an AI ops engineer or anything like that. We are not doing that. In this, we are basically telling individuals that if you're going for IT support career, if you're IT support, systems administrator, network engineer, cybersecurity analyst, IT manager, or even software development, you can utilize AI. Meaning, if you are going for IT support career, you should still go through the whole course and understand how it's going to be used in cybersecurity, networking, and any other careers, because everything is connected in IT. Even if you go to a company as an IT support professional, you work with other professionals. And if you have knowledge about AI, how it's being used, then you will have a better way to communicate with them. You will have a better way to give ticket assignments and everything like that. So it's a part of our job now. Now, a lot of people have asked this question: will AI replace us? AI is not going to replace us. The things that you're doing right now is what's needed to for you to be in this market. Now, the people who learn about AI, the people who get used to AI, they know the products, they know how to use different type of bigger platforms like OpenAI and other Copilot, things like that. They are going to be the one who is going to be leading the projects, and they're going to get a lot involved and connect all these things together. And that's where things can change. If people don't want to get into this, then this is like if somebody knows about XP, they cannot be taken serious if they don't know anything about Windows 11 now. There's no value for you knowing Windows XP at this point because nobody's using it. So it's all about the mindset too. If you go for these things, you're upgrading your skills and you're just moving with the market. If you don't do it, then you're going to be left behind. And when the company decide to move uh, aggressively towards AI, cloud, and things like that, then they will only look for the people who know or have these skills. This is for someone who have already started our courses, so they know how to create a lab or to open the labs or what is packet tracer. Because once a teacher get into a networking course and use a packet tracer with AI, then the teacher is not expecting that you don't know packet tracer. They are not going to go and do that sort of basics. So this is for people who are already doing our courses. They already know the basics. They already know how to get into the system. So if you are new, I do not recommend this course to you unless you just want to know how AI is being used. That's fine, but this is not going to be any benefit to you if you're brand new and you're getting confused, stressed. Why are they jumping so fast? Well, the whole idea is that if our members are taking our courses, this is an updated type of things, updated type of skills, or updated way of using how to learn or how to troubleshoot uh, uh, with your current skill set. So it's not for someone who's absolute beginner, and they should not take this course to avoid stressful learning. Now, next, you're going to come across different units and modules, and basically, you're going to learn different ways of how we are using AI, from IT support, systems administration, and all the way towards cybersecurity. These are all the same categories, and in most cases, this type of role will have ticketing system, or you're a dispatcher where you have a lot of issues coming to you, and you or your team members are assigning the calls to the right people. And you're also, in some companies, could be troubleshooting and doing that level one or level two-ish type of things in the company, depending on what their size is, what their company is about, and how you're supporting either customers or staff members. So IT support is all about that. And I think IT support is going to see AI probably more than anybody else, in like sooner than later type of thing. So you can see Jira is a very big application. This is very well known in this industry, and also ServiceNow and many other applications. And you're going to see something very similar type of approach from the companies all around the world. And people are looking for solutions now. So what am I talking about? When we are talking about ticketing system, you already know that, right, from our courses or from your job. That's something I'm not going to talk about. You already know this. If you don't know, you should stop here. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this is not for someone who's learning things from scratch. You have to go back to our courses. So you see now, you know about ticketing system, and you already knew about, okay, there's going to be a ticketing system like this. When you click on create request, and a user or a technician or anybody that is going to be creating a ticket, they're going to see something new in their ticketing system. And let's talk about it. Let's go to the issue type, and we're going to click on a system problem. And here we have request type, and we're going to say, okay, we need a IT help. Okay, so when you come over here and you create a summary, my PC has a virus. Okay, I'm just going to type that, and we can just do a component or whatever. Let's just pick one random one, and you do the basic thing. This is all basic stuff, but now you're explaining things. Okay, you're coming over here, you're typing the things. And I remember back in the days, or back in this, I'm going to say now, when person like me who come from a different country, or we're not native, or let's say you are even from a English speaking country and you have trouble with English or any other language, even now, you would be spending a lot of time fixing that issue. So you either would get Grammarly, like one I have on the right side. So if I type something, my PC is having issues with virus, on, I'm gonna just deliberately put a wrong word with virus popping up on my screen. So you see, I'm kind of like randomly. Now, this is something like it really annoys people when people are getting into IT, and this is where you're coming across, because this is professional tickets. People see it. So AI is going to help you right here, and that is why AI is so important for our jobs. Not even just this stuff, but any other thing. So look on the right side. They have this assistant. Let intelligence, this whole application, intelligence assist your writing. This is AI. This is actually going back using ChatGPT or some other type of API, and it's basically saying, improve my writing, fix spelling, grammars, brainstorm, and it has so many other things it can do for you to fix whatever you want to do. So if I say, you know what, let's go up and improve my writing, or let's go ahead, and it's going to say improve my writing, your prompt and content may not comply with acceptable policy. So that's basically a possible, like maybe they might have just like a virus being blocked in this demo. But let's try another one: improve, fix spelling and grammar. So they're kind of like, basically saying that this is not acceptable at this point. That's fine. Let's change that. My PC is having issues. I'm not gonna put a virus now. I am gonna go ahead and see improve my writing. So now, because I think they may have put something like filtered in their demo environment where viruses or anything like that is not something that they will accept. And that's kind of like, of course, this is a demo. Your admin will go back and then fix the AI for you. That's another thing, right? Who's going to fix this? The people who have implemented AI into this system then will go back and retrain the model to accept certain things because we have to work on viruses, but it didn't accept that, right? So who's going to fix that? The people who then manages this system. This could be a sysadmin, this could be application admin. They are doing that they could be also technical people, by the way. So you coming over here, you see this is power of having an intelligence working with you now. Now that's where you can come over here and professionally fix things in a second. So this used to take us time. We would go to Google, we would go to Grammarly, we would to go do a lot of other things. And now you see that tell AI what to do next. So you can even tell AI to do next, and it can add things to you. So number one, you're gonna see something like this. So if you go ahead and you got a new job or you're starting working in a company as a helpless technician, you're going to see integration like this. AI is going to be for both like IT professionals and also for staff members. Depends on the policies of the company. So if a user is creating a ticket, they may already see some sort of agent helping them with documentation or the access that they have, and it's really up to the company if they allow that. Now, if they don't, you as a technician probably will have more access to something even further than just fixing your writing. And that could be another AI working to resolve your issues with you as a technician. So if I click on this new ticket, let's say this was created by a user. Now, of course, you already know that we can go back to the description and fix our writing again if we want to do that. If that's not something you've already done it, or the user have done that part, and then of course the rest of the things are just ticketing system, right? Is it open? Is it closed? Who do I assign it? This is all stuff that you have learned from the courses. Now, if you come to the ChatGPT assistant, this is where it's up to the company. It could be a ChatGPT assistant. It could be a new tool that they have developed and they call it your coach or your IT helper, whatever they want to call it, and it will pop up in your systems like that. So let's click on the ChatGPT assistant and see what we get. So on the left side, we get some sort of assistance going on. So here, what can I help you with? So right, you can probably say, I need help, or this, a user is having issues with the PC, and then of course you will copy paste the information and type even further things like that. So you can see it has some other things going on. But I'm gonna go ahead and send this, and you can also do voice over here on the left side, which is really cool, by the way. So as I mentioned that the assistant type of thing will be there now soon, right? So you see you put it assistant asks you, then you answer the question. I see that the ticket about user experience, blah blah blah. I have some issues. My experience. What would you like to do with this ticket? And it could be something like close a ticket at this time, or it could be more automation going on, or it could be a solution type of thing going on. So you see how you have a lot of things going on over here where you can basically come over here and then get things working. And that is where I'd say that AI is going to be definitely integrated. When you see the big products like this, then every other products follows. And that's where you will see things like that. So it's very important for IT support professionals to get familiar with how to use AI and how to ask questions, how to get answers quickly, because that's what we have to do now. And you're probably going to go to Google lesser than AI, unless they block AI. That's a different story. But in most cases, you're probably going to utilize AI in your own systems, or you're going to go directly to ChatGPT, which is chatgpt.com. You can go and create a free account, and they have a very powerful system for free. You can even ask questions. You can pick up your mobile phone and ask questions, and basically you can do this for free on Mac or your Windows devices. So for example, I have ChatGPT open. I installed the application. It's called ChatGPT. You want to use the 4.0, which is available for free to the whole public, and all you got to do is to turn on and then listen to it. So hey, I need some help with PC troubleshooting. A user is having an issue. They're complaining that every time they open Outlook, it crashes the PC. Would you like to help me step by step?
Sure, I'd be happy to help you with that. Let's start with some basic troubleshooting steps for Outlook crashing the PC. First, Have you checked if the issue occurs in safe mode? This can help determine if it's an add-in or a software conflict. If not, try running Outlook in safe mode by holding down the control key while launching it. If it works fine in safe mode, then we can narrow it down to add-ins or other software conflicts. Does that sound good?
Can you tell me how would I open the safe mode from the run command?
Yes, you can open Outlook in safe mode from the run command. Here's how. 1. Press Win R on your keyboard to open the run dialog box. 2. Type outlook.exe safe and press enter. This will start Outlook in safe mode.
All right, so you saw the power of the free AI that you got a IT technician right on with your phone. Like, you can open your phone and start doing this, or you can come over here and start asking questions in your chat GPT just like you did it over here. It's exactly the same thing, by the way, but this is more tailored towards your application when you type something here. And this is a full AI front end where you can just go in and start asking questions. So you could probably ask the same question in the message chat GPT, which you're going to see in this course a lot of time, because you have to use something that is available to everybody. And the product is like, if they're using it and you know how to utilize the AI already from ChatGPT, then it's going to be really easy for you to go back to the product assistance and start asking questions using a little better prompts and everything like that. So one thing you should do is to definitely spend some time in the documentation on how to use the chat GPT prompts in the best way. Now, of course, there's a lot of theories behind it. Some people say use the way you are going to talk to chat GPT, like a normal person, then it's best results. Some people have different techniques. I like to start with a basic normal way, like how you are going to ask the question from a coworker. So in that sense, it will be acting like a coworker or like an IT technician, where it can actually help you. Just like I asked the question about Outlook, you should do that exactly the same way. Give me the steps, or give me the methodology, or give me the step-by-step rundown. I have this application going on. This is the error that I'm receiving. So if you have a image, you can send the image. You can, error image. You can copy paste the image, or you can copy paste the error right here, and then you can get all of that from that. So this is how the IT support world will change in few months or a year. You're going to see things like this happening all over. And you may also support users who are actually using product like this, which is a front end of a AI, whether it's a Copilot on Windows 11. This is the Windows 11 Copilot. They may have access to Copilot like this, and or ChatGPT or some other product. You may be also supporting that, like the access is available, or maybe they don't have a full access and you need to give them access. Your company bought a team access, things like that. IT support will be now working on that as well. So let's do a demo in ChatGPT. I'm going to copy paste. I already wrote this. A client is having an issue with the Chrome browser. It only shows blank screen when visiting jobskillshare.org. And I'm just asking this question. Like, so here you go. Here's some step. And this is exactly what we do as an IT support professional. The first thing we would recommend everybody to go ahead and clear browsing data, cached images and files, and that usually works. Then it has some extension, disabling type of thing going on, updates. That's a common thing. Everybody knows that. There are some reset and cleanup. This is the one that we use most of the time when we don't know. Like we try other things, and of course this is another big one that we as a technicians also tell people that flush your DNS. It could be an API issue or DNS issue, and once you flush the DNS, restart the computer. Usually it works, and sometimes you have to go beyond that and go beyond restarting a routers and things like that. So if let's say you do all these things and you get different error, then you start asking that different thing, and it can continue till you resolve it. I don't think it can get better and cleaner and to the target than you just going straight to the Google and finding different solutions. Of course, Google is still there. You're still going to utilize that, but this is probably the best option for IT professionals right now to be, because it's clean. There's no ads, anything like that. So this is how you are going to now continue to train yourself for IT support. So use both ways. Use a text method, then get answers and implement it, and then use the voice method, and then build more confidence between back and forth. You can also use ChatGPT to basically ask yourself questions for interviews and behavioral skills, or for people who have already landed a job. Then you can actually utilize it to do more conversational type of conversation with AI. You can say, hey, I'm little bit worried about my pronunciations, or I stutter, or I want to fix my filler words or grammar or things like that. Come on, help me out. And just like that, be fun, have fun with it. And it will become like your friend, and then you just talk to it directly, and then that will solve an issue where you have coworkers, but they're very grumpy, they don't want to help you out, they think that they're busy and all that sort of stuff, which can be true. So, of course, this is another way for you to now tackle that situation or issue that we have seen for the past 10 years of training. We get a lot of people ask these questions like, I'm not feeling good. I can't just go straight to people. So here you go. You got a solution. New to IT and you're getting a job, we have developed an AI lab exercises tool. Now, of course, this is not a replacement to our courses or anything like that. You still have to go through our courses first to understand how to use the labs and how what is what, and quizzes and different type of techniques to show you skills. But this is going to be another tool for people to develop their confidence on the fly. What I mean by this is that, let's say you're new to IT and you just got a new IT help desk job, but you're seeing that your company is using some sort of servers, Windows 11 operating system. Maybe they're using Linux. Maybe they are using domain controllers, Active Directory. They may be using some sort of a security system, or they may be using networking. But of course, they're not going to assign you everything. But here you have all the capabilities. So let's just keep it very basic. If I say, I just want to learn about Windows 11 because I am so new to Windows 11, can you teach me how to add a user in Windows 11 and give me an exercise? So you can just create an exercise on the fly using AI. This is kind of like another power of AI, that it can be integrated into teachings, or you're on the job and you want to learn things quickly, or you want to implement things quickly in the lab environment before you touch production or real systems. So you can say, create, or just say, show me how to create an account in, and you can copy paste this right here and drop it like that, and click on exercise. So what's going to happen, it's going to go down and it's going to use the AI, and it's going to create this nice step-by-step information for you. Log into ACI when they're using credential, create start menu, go to accounts, and then basically it goes all the way to create a brand new user account. Okay, whatever you come whatever comes in your mind now, you can quickly create an exercises. This is the future right here. This was not available many years ago. We had to do this and we had to wait for someone to create a video for us. And of course, that's still there, that's still powerful because somebody have went through it, an expert verified it. These things can be verified, but it can be very quickly for people to learn things on the fly. And let's say you get stuck in some sort of step over here, you can come over here and say, I need help with step number, let's say step number 6. It's smart enough to go back and tell you what the step number 6 is, and if you need more help, you can continue till you get the exercise done, and you can open the lab by one click. And while you have exercise on the left side with help available, on the right side, you have practical access available for you to get into these systems and open Windows 11 right here and just get on and get everything hands on. It just can't get better than this. And this is why I think AI is a great tool for IT professionals if they want to use it the correct way. I think it makes our life easy from both sides, trainers, learners, and I think the whole lifestyle of an IT professional is becoming more and more easier because we are aggressively going towards cloud. We are utilizing cloud technologies. We are using AI now, so it's not a lot of hardware type of work anymore for a lot of these IT support jobs. Now, of course, I'm not saying that that's not like the end of it. There are many companies that are still using a lot of on-premises type of things, and those will stay for quite a while. But there are many jobs that are remote now, and for remote learning, these are the tools. It just can get better than this. So you have the resume tips on the bottom available for you, so you can take your learning and IT help the skills development to the next level. Whether you're going for a job or you already got a job, this tool is going to help you with that because it's so powerful. So now we're going to move into the networking side of AI, and our trainer Kamran is going to take over, and he's going to explain how AI is being used in networking so you can get some sort of knowledge from that as well.
Hello and welcome to this session where we will discuss AI for network engineers along with some other intermediate to advanced level concepts. So let's outline the target audience and the level of content you can expect. in this session. So this session is basically designed for everyone from beginners all the way to the experts. So here's a brief overview. Module number one is going to be the basics of networking with a ChatGPT. So this module is really an ideal for the beginners. We at Job Skillshare always place a strong emphasis on teaching at a basic level to ensure that beginners can fully engage with and develop an interest in this technology. So it is a crucial to understand that mastering the basics forms the foundation for the future learning. So just like a solid foundation is essential for constructing a stable building, a firm grasp of the fundamental is vital for the success in any advanced topic. So without a strong foundation, any further knowledge or skills you acquire may not hold up, leading to difficulties and potential failures down the line. Okay, then we will have module 2 and module number 3. I'm not going to delve into these just yet. The reason is to keep you focused and prevent any distraction. We want to save the best for the rest. So once you have a solid understanding of module number 1, you will be ready to tackle with module number 2 and module number 3. So this approach ensures that you can connect the dots and grasp the more advanced concepts seamlessly. So let's finally address the question, can AI really take over us? To be very honest, my perspective on this is a bit different. In my opinion and view, the answer is exactly not. AI serve as a valuable assistant in our working environment. For network engineers or system engineers, I don't foresee AI completely taking over or even penetrating in the life of network engineers. Why? So here is why. AI can only assist us. Consider the example of robotics in industries like Amazon's logistics, automotive manufacturing, or even the modern restaurants. These robots perform some specific static tasks and cannot operate beyond their program limits. They lack the human capacity for feelings or gestures, which means they are only limited to the repetitive, pre configured tasks. Specifically in the networking, my answer remains the same. Not exactly. AI will certainly help us by intelligently mitigating issues without human interventions. However, the provisioning and the configuration will still require human expertise. Even with the cloud technologies, there is a substantial physical hardware and infrastructure, all created and maintained by who? By humans. So human involvement is essential. For instance, deploying multiple physical routers and performing basic provisioning is still a manual task. Traditionally, we had connect a console cable to the console port and begin the configuration process. I don't see AI performing such tasks in the coming near future. But again, the AI will help us in enhancing efficiency and accuracy. However, it is a crucial to note that even to leverage AI, one must have a fundamental understanding of the task they seek assistance with. Okay, so the next slide is talking about predefined AI in routing protocols. What does it mean? Essentially, this refers to the internet intelligence embedded within our routing protocols such as OSPF, EIGRP, and BGP. These protocols possess the ability to autonomously make decisions without requiring detailed explanation of what AI entails. Consider, for instance, a redundant environment scenario where if one link fails, another link swiftly takes over without significant delay. Okay, so this seamless transition showcase a level of intelligence akin to AI capabilities, don't you think? So these routing protocols are essentially coded in a programming language where the predefined AI is configured. So they operate as an event-driven program wherein the routing protocols detect issues and respond accordingly, making decisions autonomously without human interventions. So considering this setup, wouldn't you agree that AI is indeed a predefined within these routing protocols? Okay, so this slide
is basically all about the lab. So we will showcase a packet tracer lab utilizing ChatGPT. This demonstration is specifically tailored for the beginners who may be unfamiliar with the packet tracer or the process of establishing communication between two devices. So we will expand the lab by incorporating additional features to illustrate how AI can serve as a valuable tool for network engineers and beginners alike, offering assistance and enhancing their understanding of network concept. Okay, so with that, we conclude our theoretical segments and transition into the practical phase, a hands-on lab using. Okay, so before even we proceed to the hands-on lab, let's first navigate to the ChatGPT application and let's pose few questions over there. So if I will take you to the ChatGPT application, so this is how it looks like. So this is you can say the landing page of ChatGPT. Why I am using ChatGPT? Because this is user friendly and this is the first that came into being, and most of the people are familiar with the ChatGPT and it is very user friendly. So as you can see over here, message ChatGPT. So this is where you are going to pose a question. So let's first ask the questions. What are the top networking simulators are available and what are their pros and cons, and hit enter. So in a fraction of a second it is going to give us a brief detail about the simulators like Cisco Packet Tracer, we have GNS3, we have EVNG, Boson NetSim, and some another like Viral are there. Not only this, it is also going to give us what are the pros and cons. So under the pros, as you can see, the Cisco Packet Tracer, it is user-friendly interface, widely used in academies. Support wide range of Cisco devices including routers, switches and firewalls. And what are the cons? Limited support for non-Cisco devices because you cannot use like Juniper or Huawei kind of routers on top of it. Okay, so this packet tracer is dedicated for Cisco environment only. On other hand, we have GNS3. You can see it support a wide range of network devices. Okay, so we, as you can see, we can use Cisco, we can use Juniper. Then what are the cons? Steep learning curve compared to the packet tracer, require more system resources. So this is one of the disadvantage. Packet tracer is just like can say you can install that package in just few MBs of size and you just can install and run. Whereas the GNS3 you require so many another stuff like operating system for that, then compatibility issues, and then you need to have some kind of MD5 digest. And as you can see, installing GNS3 as compared to packet tracer is much more complex. Then we have EVNG. It stands for Emulated Virtual Environment, next generation, and this is by far the best tool. And this is one that I have been using throughout my career. Okay, so what are the pros? Support running multiple virtualization platforms such as VMware and KVM and VirtualBox, flexible and scalable support various network devices. So just like GNSA, it also supports multiple network devices like Juniper, Cisco, Huawei. Okay, what are the cons? Setting up can be complex. Like just like the GNS3, setting up the EVNG is also a little bit complex task. Okay, but once you have configured EVNG, it will be very nitty gritty, and you it will be very easy to scale or to handle. Then we have some another simulator like Bosonet Sim and these Viral. So the cons are it is limited to the labs and you need to purchase the license for those. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. So let's move ahead and ask some more questions. So what is packet tracer? So as you can see, it is going to give a brief detail about the packet tracer. So Cisco Packet Tracer is a network simulation and visualization tool developed by Cisco System. So it is primarily designed for students, educators, and professionals to learn practice networking concepts in a virtual environment. Because most of the students, uh, they cannot buy these hardware devices, so that is why Cisco, they created a packet tracer, so students can install that package on their system, and they can do pretty much what you can do on your hardware devices. Okay, so what are the key features? It is, as we have already learned about, it is user friendly. Device simulation is there, and we have some another kind of simulations is there. It has some virtual labs, multi-user collaboration, support for Cisco devices. So as you can see, packet tracer is commonly used in networking courses. So that is why at the beginner level I'm going to use packet tracer. So let's move ahead and ask another questions: how to install packet tracer, and hit enter. So as you can see, it is now going to give you a brief about how you are going to download the packet tracer, then how you are going to install the packet tracer, and how you are going to complete the installation, and if there is any kind of activation required, how to verify the installation, and how you can use that one. Okay. And by the way, I have already installed packet tracer for you. As you can see, this is Cisco packet tracer, and this is how the packet tracer will look like. So just like any other software or application, we will have these, as you can see, menu bars over here. Then we have some shortcuts or icon toolbars over here. Then this is the drawing canvas. From over here you can like drag and drop your device, Cisco devices. Okay, so let's move back to our ChatGPT application, and let's do a lab. Okay, so I'm going to ask, help me configure a simple packet tracer lab to connect two PC with one switch. Okay, so this is a case study, you can say. Okay, so here, as you can see, launch the packet tracer. So packet tracer is already open. Create a new blank workspace. So if it is not open from here, as you can see, you can create a new workspace. Then add a devices. From the bottom left corner of the screen, select the end devices. So I need to go back to the packet tracer. Here, as you can see, it is mentioned end devices. Then drag and drop generic PC onto the workspace. These will represent your two PCs. Okay, so I'm going to add two PCs over here. So if you want to increase the size from here, as you can see, plus symbol, this is how you are going to increase the size of these icons. Now I need to go back and add a switch. Still in the bottom left corner, select the switch category. So from here, you can see this is a switch category. So you need to select the switch category and then drag and drop 2960. So this is the model of the switch. Okay, this is the one you need to drop onto the workspace. So as you can see, 2960. So just drag and drop onto your workspace. Okay, now in the fifth step, you need to connect the devices. So click on the lighting bolt icon connection on the toolbar, which is over here. So you need to click that one. Then it is saying click on the PCs, then click on one of the switch port to connect to them. Repeat this step for the second PC. Okay. So what you need to do, basically, you need to select, either you can select this one, connect with this one, similarly connect switch with the PC. Okay, then it is in the sixth step, it is talking about the IP address configuration. So you can optionally configure IP address for the PC to enable them to communicate with each other. So this is the main task. So what is the objective? We want to make this PC0 communicate with PC1 and vice versa. Okay, so for that, it is saying configure the IP address. So let's ask again, how can I configure IP address on PC0 and PC1? Okay, so I need to check the name PC0 and PC1. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, so now it is going to give you advice how you are going to assign IP addresses. Okay, so it is saying click on the PC0, then in the bottom pane, click on the config tab to access the configuration setting for the PC0. So for that, I need to go into the PC0 and then under config tab, okay. In the configuration window, you will see the options to set the IP address subnet mask default gateway. Okay, so if you don't know what IP address you want to use, you can ask the question, kindly provide IP address to assign the PC. So just by doing that, it is going to give me the IP address scheme. So for the PC0, it is saying IP address is 192.168.1.2, and for the PC1, 1.3 respectively. Okay, now you can go back, and then from here, as you can see, once you have entered the IP address, so no, not yet. Here, configure IP address. In the configuration window, you will see option to set the IP address subnet mask and default gateway. So I need to go back to my configuration settings, and over here you can see, under settings, fast Ethernet 0, it is going to give me to assign the IP address over here. As you can see, fast Ethernet 0, IPv4 address and subnet mask. So the IP address for the PC0 is going to be 1.2, and the subnet mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. And by the way, automatically it is going to appear over here. Okay, so here is no any save button. So what you need to do, you need to close that one. Similarly, you need to repeat the task that you did for PC0. So you need to come into PC1, then you need to come under config, under fast Ethernet 0, and then you have to provide the IP address 192.168.1.3, and just hit the tab. You can see the subnet mask will automatically appear over here. Okay, so just by doing that, my IP addresses have been configured. Now I need to verify the connectivity. So I can ask another question, how to verify a connectivity between PC0 and PC1. Okay, so now it is saying click on the PC0, select it. In the bottom pane, click the desktop tab. Okay, so I need to go into PC0, and then there we have a desktop tab. Then click on the command prompt and open the command prompt window. Okay, from there I need to open the command prompt. So as you can see, the command prompt has been opened. After that, in the command prompt window, type the following command. So I need to copy that one. I need to come over here and paste that one and hit enter. So just by doing that, as you can see, the reply is coming from 192.168.1.3. It means I am initializing the ping from my PC0 all the way to PC1, and then PC1 is going to reply back. So that is why the reply is coming from 192.168.1.3. Okay, so as you can see how piece by piece we are connecting our devices with the help of ChatGPT. Okay, so let's move further and add a DHCP server to the mix. Okay, so I am going to pose a question, add a DHCP server to this lab so PC0 and PC1 can get IP address automatically, and hit enter. Okay, so now it is going to give me the steps how you are going to add the DHCP server. So from the bottom left corner of the screen, select the server category. So I need to go into packet tracer, and from here, sorry, from here I need to connect, I need to select the server category. From here, as you can see, under end devices, we have the server category. So I need to drag and drop the server. Okay, then it is saying you need to drag and drop and then connect the DHCP server to the switch. Use a straight through cable. Okay, so if you have already gone through my CCNA or CCNP lectures, there I have been talking about the straight through and crossover cable. So as you can see, the prior knowledge is also should be there. Chat GPT is going to help you out, but again, you must have to have some knowledge prior to configure these labs. So you must have an idea what straight through cable is, what cross over cable is. Okay. So at this point of time, you are not going to use crossover over cable. Otherwise, there will be no connectivity. So that is why Chat GPT is intelligent enough. It is giving you, this hint that you are going to use a straight through cable. To connect one of the ports on the switch to the DHCP server, simply drag the cable from the switch to the DHCP server. So let's head over to the packet tracer, and then from here you need to select the straight through cable. So select the straight through cable and connect with the switch. So now you can see my server is now connected with the switch as per the ChatGPT instructions. Now we need to configure the DHCP server. Double click on the DHCP server to open the configuration window. So I need to go into server and configuration window. Then in the configuration window, you can specify the range of IP address that DHCP server will assign to the devices on the network. Enter the starting and the ending IP addresses. So for that, okay, another the tab you can use is the service tab, by the way. And then you can select the DHCP. Over here, you can see we have pool name DHCP uh, server pool, where you are going to configure these IP addresses. So it is telling me start and end IP address for the DHCP pool. For example, you can use 192.168.100 all the way to 200. Okay. So for that, let's choose. So I am going to give it name pool 1. Default gateway, I'm going to use 192.168.1.1. DNS server, let's make it 4.2.2.2. And start IP address is going to be 192.168.1. And let's start from 2. And the subnet mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. Whereas the maximum number of users, let's make it 50. So it means total number of 50 users are going to get automatic IP addresses. Okay. And then you need to save these or add these settings. Okay. So as you can see, pool 1 has been added. If you want to remove this server pool settings, you can do, but this is default. So that is why, as you can see, one pool has been assigned. Okay. After that, it is saying you need to save the configuration. And it is also saying set the IP subnet mask and default gateway to the DHCP pool. These should match to the settings you configure to the PC0 and PC1. Of course, on PC0 and PC1, we use this range 192.168.1. Okay, remove the static IP configuration from PC0 and PC1. So as you can see, I'm just going to show you one thing over here. Also, you need to make this service on. So just close this one. I need to go into PC0. I need to come under IP configuration. So it is ChatGPT is telling us, since you want PC0 and PC1 to obtain IP address automatically from the DHCP server, you need to remove the static IP addresses. Click on PC0 and PC1, select them. In this configuration window, config tab, delete the IP address and default gateway settings. Okay. So as you can see from here, either I can go into config under fast Ethernet 0 and I can remove these settings, or I can use DHCP. From here, just select DHCP. Okay. Now you can see I'm not going to get any IP address but 169.254.141 address. So you can ask the chat GPT what is the meaning of 169.254 IP address on PC0 and hit enter. So as you can see, it is going to give you a brief detail about what this IP address is for. So it is a part of automatic private IP address which is called APIPA. When a device such a PC is configured to use DHCP but fails to obtain an IP address. Okay, so the chat GPT is also going to help us in troubleshooting as well. So basically it is trying to tell us that when your the DHCP server is going to fail giving you IP addresses, then a PIPA IP address is going to be assigned you automatically. When you are not going to get an IP address from the DHCP server, 169 of the network of IP addresses you are going to assign with. So this is a clear failure indication. So your DHCP server is not giving you a proper IP addresses. So what could be the issue? So this is where your prior knowledge troubleshooting will come into play. So you need to come over here, DHCP pool. You can see the DHCP pool is on and it is working fine. But the problem is you haven't uh, provided fast Ethernet IPv4 address basically. Or if you can go into desktop and you click IP configuration, you can see the static IP address for the DHCP server is not assigned, which you need to assign. 192.168.1.1 and subnet mask default gateway you can put 192.168.1.4, let's say, and the DNS is 4.2.2.2. Okay, so there is no save button, so you need to click and close that one and just verify that your static configuration is in place. So now this time if I will come over here and if I will come to static and then DHCP to verify, and as you can see this time I got the address from the DHCP server. Similarly, I will go into PC1 under IP configuration. If I will do DHCP, now you can see I got 192.168.1.3. So if I'll try to ping again, so if I will try to ping again 192.168.1.3, as you can see the ping is working. Okay, so now let's move one step further. Now we are going to introduce another router which will be connected to a different network this time. Okay, because this one is 192.168.1.0 network. So that is why this server is happily handing over these IP addresses to these devices. But what in case if we have a different network in the same network? So how it is going to uh, the react. So this is where the chat GPT will come into play, and I'm going to ask the chat GPT how we are going to add a separate network. So add a router into this mix with a different network, and the end device should get the IP address from the same DHCP server. Okay, and just hit enter. So it is saying to add a router to the existing network in a packet tracer and configure it to the provide connectivity to different network while still allowing end devices to obtain IP addresses from the same DHCP server. Follow are these steps. Follow these steps. So add a router. From the bottom left corner of the screen, select the routers category, drag and drop a router such as Cisco 1841 onto the workspace. So let's go back, and from here under routers section 1841. So I'm going to add 1841 to the mix. Then connect the router to the switch. Using a straight through cable to the connect one router uh, to the router's LAN port to an available port on the switch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the straight through cable, straight through, and I'm going to connect with any available port of the switch. Then it is saying connect router to the switch, which we have already done. Configure router interface. Double click on the router to open the configuration window. In the configuration window, go to the interface tab and configure the LAN interface connected to the switch. Okay, with the IP address in the same subnet as the switch and the DHCP servers are. For example, IP address 192.168.1.1, whereas the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. But we know that 192.168.1.1 has already been consumed by my DHCP server. So I'm going to ask, ChatGPT 192.168.1.1 is already consumed by the HCP server. So it is going to reply me with if the IP address 1.1 is already consumed by the DHCP server, you can choose another available IP addresses. Okay. So as you can see, 1.1 is given to the server. This is 1.2. This is 1.3. So available IP address is 1.4. So I need to go into router under config over here, fast Ethernet 0/0. I need to assign the IPv4 address 192.168.1.4 with the subnet mask. Okay. So as you can see, if you are not familiar with the CLI, so this is how you are going to do using the GUI method. So it is the chat GPT is going to give you, the step-by-step procedures. You need to click on the config, then go under fast Ethernet 0/0 setting, then under IP configuration, you are going to assign the IP address. Okay. But here you can see it is also going to give you or demonstrate how you are going to configure IP addresses using the CLI mode. So first you went into enable mode, then you write configure terminal, then you are going to go into interface fast Ethernet 0/0, and this is how you are going to assign the IP addresses. Okay, and then you need to switch on that port as well. So you need to switch on. Okay, so let's go back to our chat GPT. So we have configured. Now update the DHCP relay configuration. So this is one of the very important concept. Now you can see this is where the intelligence comes into play. Chat GPT is very intelligent. It knows that in our topology, this is my 192.168.1.0 network. Even this one. Okay. So whatever I'm going to configure over here is going to be a different network. So since this is a different network, this is where DHCP relay concepts comes into play. Okay, so if you're not familiar what DHCP relay is, we can go back to the chat GPT and we can ask him, what is DHCP relay? Okay, so the DHCP relay, also known as DHCP forwarding, is a network feature that allows devices on one network segment to obtain IP address and configuration information from a DHCP server located on another network segment. This is what we have been talking about. This is totally my one network, whereas whatever on the other leg of this router is going to be a different network. So this router happily can hand over these IP addresses to these systems, but When any PC over here want to get the IP address, this is where this server is going to get confused. So that is why DHCP relay concept comes into play. Okay, I'm not going to go a lot in detail what DHCP relay is, but the whole point and objective to explain this point over here, that ChatGPT is intelligent enough. It got the idea that we are going to assign a different network. So that is why it required a DHCP relay over here. I need to go back to the ChatGPT. Okay, so configure router interface. Okay, we have done. So this is where the DHCP relay comes into play. So still in the router configuration window, navigate to the DHCP tab, enable the DHCP relay. Okay, so if I'll go to configuration, you can see we don't have any DHCP kind of things over here. So I can tell the chat GPT, I do not have a DHCP option in router to configure DHCP relay. So it is going to give you a second option. So it is saying if your router in a packet tracer does not have a specific DHCP relay in configuration option, you can still achieve DHCP relay functionality using the router's interface configuration setting. So here is how you can configure DHCP relay without a dedicated DHCP relay options. Okay, so choose the router's LAN interface, select the router packet tracer, access the configuration settings, configure the IP helper address. Okay, so I'm going to configure the IP helper address. Find the LAN interface that connects to the subnet where DHCP requests originate. This is usually the interface connected to the switch. Okay, then in the configuration window for the interface, use the IP helper address command. Okay, so basically it is saying you need to go into that router CLI, then I need to go into fast Ethernet 0/0, which you can go from here as well. As you can see, you are under interface fast Ethernet 0/0, and then you are going to put that command IP helper address 192.168.1.1. So paste it over here. Uh, Invalid input detected. So maybe IP. If I cannot type over here, I need to go into CLI mode. IP helper address. So here you can paste that. Actually, it is also copying this router config along with IP helper command. So what you can do is you just copy, paste, and hit enter. Okay, and save the configuration. So let's go back to ChatGPT, verify and apply the configuration. So basically, again, we know that chat gpt is intelligent enough, but it didn't provide me the step where I'm going to configure a different network. Okay, so as you can see, it is only talking about 192.168.1 network. So I'm going to ask the chat gpt, now I want to add a different network on a router. Now you can see it is giving me option to have a different network. As you can see, 192.168.2 network. Okay, so it is saying add a network, new network, new interface to the router. Double click, Navigate to the interface tab, click add, specify the interface type like Ethernet usually, and assign the IP address subnet mask. For example, interface type Ethernet, IP address 192.168.2 network. Okay, then connect uh, the new network. Use a straight through cable, connect to the new interface to a router to a switch. So it means I need to add another switch, then I need to select this router fast Ethernet 0/1 with the switch. And also I need one end device over here, which is also will be connected with a switch. Okay, so this is going to be your 192.168.2 network. For that, I need to go into router, global mode, interface fast Ethernet 0/1, and I need to give IP address 192.168.2.1, 255.255.255.0, and no shut. Okay, so I have given this IP address on this interface. Also, I need to provide the IP helper address over here as well. IP helper address 192.168.1.1 and hit enter. So I'm going to tell this interface if somebody going to ask the IP address from this two network, you need to ask 192.168.1, which is what? Which is our DHCP server. So this is the use case of having IP helper address. Also, you can verify show IP interface brief command. We have 1.4 over here, whereas 2.1 over here. Okay. Now, if you will go to this server under services DHCP, you can see over here we have only one pool, which is 1.2. So I need to go again back to the ChatGPT and I need to ask how can I configure 192.168.2.0 network pool in DHCP server. Okay, so now again it is going to give me some instructions like access the DHCP server, click on the DHCP server packet tracer. Then in the bottom pane, click the services tab. So if I'll go to server, then service tab, okay. Then access the DHCP server configuration options. Okay, so this is how you can go into the DHCP server configuration settings. From here, we know that we have already added one pool. Now we are going to add another pool. So you can name this one um, another pool. Default gateway is going to be 192.168.1.4. Why? Because my DHCP server is going to get the IP addresses uh, from where? Because whenever, just a minute. So whenever this PC is going to get the IP address from two network, it is going to go over here. Here I have mentioned IP helper address. Okay, so this is going to go where? To my server. Whereas my server is going to reply back this query to who? Of course, to this interface, which is configured with 192.168.2. dot 168.1.4. So this is going to be the default server. Okay, so let's go back to configuration setting, and I need to provide the default gateway as 1.4, and starting IP address is going to be 2 dot, let's make it 2.10, and let's make maximum number of users 50 and add. Now you can see I have two pools added. One is for 1.2 and another one is for 2.0 network. Okay. Now I need to close this one. I need to come over here. I need to go into desktop IP configuration and click on the DHCP. If all the configuration will be okay, you are going to see 192.168.2 network over here. But as you can see, currently it is failing. So let's try again. Now this time, as you can see, it got the IP from 192.168.2 network. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. So with the help of ChatGPT, we in a few minutes from simple topology to add one server to the mix, then we added another network to the mix. So this is all happened possible because of the chat GPT. If you have some prior knowledge or some basic knowledge how IP addresses works, how you can communicate two pieces using, or you if you can how two pieces can communicate with the help of um, IP addresses, and how you can check the reachability with the help of ping commands, how the DHCP server pools you can create, how you can configure the routers, how you are going to configure different networks. Okay, so if you have a little bit understanding the basic concepts, but the rest of the things are done with the help of ChatGPT. Okay, so it went through step by step. I just skipped some of the steps because I had some prior knowledge. So this is what the prior knowledge is recommended. So this is where the basic concepts comes into play. We should have a very good grip on basic understanding. Then on the basis of that, we can develop some complex topology with the help of ChatGPT. Further, you can move ahead and you can ask, how can I configure OSPF on two Cisco routers in Cisco Packet Tracer? So as you can see, although you misspelled, so I misspelled routers, you can see over here, but the ChatGPT is intelligent enough. It got the idea what I'm talking about. So this is how, as you can see, it is going to give you the detail information about how you are going to add routers and how you are going to assign the interfaces, then how you are going to configure or enable the router OSPF, then how you are going to advertise the networks, okay, into the area zeros. Further, you can ask what are the areas in OSPF. Okay, so it is going to give you a lot of detail, like what backbone areas are, what non-backbone areas, stub areas, totally stub, not so stubby areas. So as you can see, it is going to give you all detail in a single package. So this is the best use case of ChatGPT. Further, you can move ahead and you can ask, how can I add an ASA firewall to the mix? Okay, so it is going to give you a brief. Select a place ASA firewall in a packet tracer. Go to the firewall categories. So as you can see over here, I can go into the firewall categories. That is this one. From here, you can. It is saying you can pick ASA firewall. Okay, so here we have ASA firewalls you can pick, and then you can attach these ASA firewall, something like that. Okay, and then you can pretty much follow along what it is talking about. Okay, so this is how, if you have some basic knowledge, piece by piece you can connect the dots and create a very complex topology. I hope you get some idea how you are going to use ChatGPT in your network topologies. Okay, so let's talk about the traditional network disadvantages. And I have mentioned over here time consuming, manual process, and a lot of overhead for an admin to configure the devices. And we have already gone through in the packet tracer lab that we have to one by one add the devices, and then we have to configure devices one by one. So that is very time consuming process, and it is admin overhead. Then this is error prone, and of course we are a human being, and as a human we makes many mistakes. Scalability. This traditional network is not easy to scale. That is why we should have some evolution in in the era of networking, so we can get some advantages of of the scalability. Then, last but not least, the monitoring. So it is almost impossible to monitor and to maintain the large infrastructure. So this is in a packet tracer, we are only talking about like um, 5 to 6 devices. But just imagine if we have infrastructure with more than, let's say, uh, 200 devices or 500 devices. Do you think it is easy to manage for one system admin? It is very difficult. Like, he will go one by one to all devices and will check the connectivity and will troubleshoot every devices. Don't you think it is going to consume the time? And troubleshooting will not be an easy task for the network admin. So where the solution lies, if I will take you to the next slide, solution lies into the automation. So this is going to be our module number 2, where we are going to talk about automation with the help of Ansible. But again, I'm going to take a help from ChatGPT. Okay, so we are going to take a help of ChatGPT and we'll do the configuration step by step, the how the ChatGPT dictate us, and on with the help of that dictation, we are going to uh, configure our devices using Ansible platform.
Networking lab using AI. So we will be using the tool of AI to perform the networking labs, and you will see the steps we follow and perform the lab task. So today we are going to discuss VLAN 1 VLAN 1. What is VLAN 1? Interface VLAN 1 is a virtual interface present in the switch by default. This interface is used to manage the switch remotely, as we can assign the IP address to the interface. So we will see how we configure VLAN 1 and what is VLAN 1 on a switch. So you can see in front of you AI lab exercise. We have different devices, networking devices. You can see we have NY Edge 1 router, NY Edge 2 router, NY WAN 1 router. We have NY Core 1 switch, NY Core 2 switch, and then we have NY Access 1 switch. We have a server. So first of all, we're going to type the objective of this lab. Assign VLAN 1 IP address on a Cisco switch. So we will be using this tool to get us the information that we need to know to configure the VLAN 1 IP address on a switch. So we will click here, get exercise. So you will be seeing that it will be loading up the content, and we will see the content in few bits. You can see over here the configuration that we can follow. So hereby we need to follow the configuration. We will practically we will connect the Cisco switch using a console cable, and after the console cable we will provide the credentials. Moving on to the exec mode and the enable mode. After that we will be assigning an IP address to the VLAN 1. We can also set the default gateway of to the switch, and then we have to save the configuration using write memory, and then we can verify the IP on the interface, and we can ping the IP address on the switch using the PC or the laptop or your end device. So we can do it. We can open the lab. Hereby we can access the switch and then follow the tasks we need to perform. So you can see we are on the practice lab platform, and we have all the devices over here. We will turn on the devices, power on the devices, and as you can see over here, and most importantly you can see this whole topology over here for the lab connectivity. And if you can see, we have a PLABCSE001 server connected to the switch. So we will try to configure this IP over here, the interface IP on the NY Access 1 switch. So we're going to move on to the switch, and this will be loading up. You can see over here. So you can see the switch has booted up. We will select and enter no for the initial configuration. Moving on to the next mode, typing enable on this mode. Moving on to global configuration mode to configure the IP. So we are going to configure the IP on the interface VLAN 1. The command is interface VLAN space 1. Now we can give the IP address. IP address is the command. IP address. We have to give the IP 192.168.1.1. That is the IP I am giving. You can give any IP. Then subnet mask. Subnet mask should be /24. It's up to your configuration. And then no shut to bring up this interface. Now we have given the IP to this interface. And to check the IP address on the interface, you will type the command show IP interface brief. Hereby you will see the brief interface and the IP configured on the interface, the status and the protocol. Interface is VLAN 1, IP address is 192.168.1.1, status is up and protocol is up. So it means it is working fine. And also we can try to ping the switch interface from the server itself to check the connectivity. So hereby we will enter the password on the switch on the servers. So entering password on the server to check the connectivity to the switch itself, and then we have to configure the IP of the same pool on the
server itself so that it is reachable. Change adapter settings. NIC card is here. We can move into the properties and IPv4, assigning IP address 192.168.1.10, and default gateway is not needed when it is connected to a switch. We will be configuring that in the later part. That is now done. If we try to ping the switch from the server, ping 192.168.1.1 should be pingable. You can see it is pingable now. So it means connectivity is fine. So this is how we configured interface VLAN 1 on a switch. And if you want to know more about this, you can ask for help. Is VLAN 1 native VLAN? We can ask from the tool itself. It will give you the clear answer. Yes, by default on Cisco switch, VLAN 1 is often considered as the native VLAN. The native VLAN is the VLAN that is used for untagged traffic on a trunk port. It is important to note that using VLAN 1 for data traffic is not recommended for security reasons, as it is the default VLAN on most Cisco switches and can be a potential security risk if it is left unchanged. So you can see you have your answer over here. So this is how we configure native VLAN 1 on the switch.
Artificial intelligence in cybersecurity. Before starting, let's just understand what artificial intelligence or AI truly is. Basically, AI refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are designed to think and learn like humans. These systems can perform, you can say, tasks such as recognizing speech, making decisions, and even visual perception as well. Now, what are we going to discuss today? We are going to discuss and understand how we can use different cybersecurity frameworks or tools, and then how AI is going to help in improving cybersecurity in those tools, how it is going to help those tools to detect attacks in a better way and efficiently. So mainly we will be focusing on like how AI is going to help in achieving a more and better or secure cybersecurity infrastructure. Let's just, if we talk about cybersecurity, when we are saying that we want to secure, we want to work on cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is a complete workflow which involves protecting internet connected systems. It includes hardware, softwares, and data from cyber attacks. It is crucial for safeguarding sensitive information and ensuring the integrity, confidentiality, and availability of data, which is a CIA triad model. Okay, now why are AI and cybersecurity converging? The increasing complexity and volume of cyber threats demands more sophisticated and adaptive defense mechanism. Traditional cybersecurity measures are often reactive and can be overwhelmed by the sheer scale of modern threat. This is where AI comes in. Now we will be discussing a couple of tools where we can see that there's AI and how AI is going to help in detection, in performing analysis, in helping us or giving us findings about incident. So that's something we will be discussing. So let's just start now. Let's dive into the first tool we'll be discussing today, which is Amazon Guard Duty. But just keep in mind that it's not limited to just these tools. We'll be just the purpose of discussing these tools is to help you in understanding the concept. You can use different tools. You can get different tools from the market. There are multiple other tools available in the market which are going to help you in performing these kind of tasks or these kind of findings. But it depends on your budget as well. The purpose the goal is to help you in understanding how AI is helping in detection, how AI is helping in securing our infrastructure. If we talk about Guard Duty is a threat detection service that continuously monitors for malicious activity and unauthorized behavior to protect your AWS accounts, workload, and data. You can see it from here. Amazon Guard Duty protects your AWS accounts, workloads, and data with intelligent threat detection. Okay, benefits of Guard Duty. Continuous monitoring. Keep your accounts, workloads, and data secure by continuously monitoring for potential threats across your AWS environments. ML-powered threat detection. Expose threats quickly using anomaly detection, machine learning, behavior modeling, and threat intelligence feeds from AWS and leading third parties. Respond faster to threats. Accurately detect and respond to threats earlier, helping you detect from before they escalate to broader business impacting events. Scalable, fully managed threat detection, end-to-end visibility into AWS compute workloads. What is Guard Duty? Combines ML and integrated threat intelligence from AWS leading third parties to help protect your accounts, workloads, and data from threats. So it protects S3, EKS runtime monitoring, ECS, EC2. These are the instance, and then there's a malware protection. It also provides malware protection, then RDS, Lambda protection. So now we are going to discuss the use cases here. Like, what are the use cases which with this Guard Duty can handle? I mean, this is a basic and generic use cases which are going to help you in understanding like how we can utilize this tool. So detect suspicious activity in your generative AI workloads. Identify anomalous behavior like abnormal removal of artificial intelligence, security guardrails, model usage, or exfiltrated Amazon EC2 credentials being used to call API in Amazon Bedrock, Amazon SageMaker, or self-managed AI workloads. This is the first use case. Like, it basically identifies, it basically observe the patterns, identifies anomalies, and then give you findings or details that this is something that is happening. If someone has used some credentials and those credentials are being used to call APIs in different AWS services, you're going to get alert on those. If we talk about the second use case is about accelerate investigations and automate remediations. Receive findings with context, metadata, and impacted resources detail. Determine root cause with Amazon Detective. Route findings to AWS Security Hub and AWS Amazon Event Bridge. We are going to discuss I will be showing you how it detects and what kind of data it brings to you for investigation, what kind of data it pulls for and fetch from the different AWS services to show you, to help you on working on different kind of investigations. Like, as it says, that it receives findings with context, metadata, and impacted resource details. So let's say if something is you have an instance on AWS and then there's some issue with that instance, or some credentials are being used or API calls are being made, then what is going to happen? It is going to share all the details that this is the source IP, this is the destination IP, these are the network interfaces, this is the VPC, this is the instance details, and you need to work on it. That means the purpose of this whole thing is to help you understand like how it is going to share details with you, so you can work on it, so you can work on investigating this whole event, and then it will make things a lot more easier for you. Next thing is protect against ransomware and other types of malwares. Initiate scans of your Amazon Elastic Block Store EBS volume associated with your Amazon EC2 instances and container workload to detect the presence of malware such as backdoor intrusions, cryptocurrency related activities, and Trojan. So it can help you with performing malware analysis. Obviously malware is a huge threat in the market. Malware is something which is extremely dangerous, and you must need to have a proper security infrastructure, proper mechanism to detect these kind of attacks. And for those reasons, for those scans, you must need to have a proper database to ensure that the scans you're performing are reliable and trustworthy. Because if, let's say that you're performing these kind of scans and you don't have enough data of the malwares, you don't have enough library, you don't have enough signatures or patterns or behavior analysis tools to detect these kind of activity, then it means that these are not going to help you in achieving your goal of securing your infrastructure, because these things are most important part of your detections. Because if something is going to, let's say that there's your signatures or malware databases are being updated or upgraded after 12-24 hours, and sometimes after a week for some, if you're using a tool or database service provider which is like not updating on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and they're doing it updates after weeks, that means that is going to create a lot of issues for you as well, because obviously you're going to get those feeds extremely this 1 week delay is going to help attackers to do their job. They can get things done in a week. They can do a lot of things in a week, and your infrastructure is going to be impacted with these kind of things. So this is a very important part. Then there are either centralized threat detection of AWS container workloads, remove complexity for security and application teams with a single place to identify, profile, and manage threats to your AWS container environments and across Amazon EKS and Amazon ECS, including both instance and serverless container workloads, more easily meet compliance requirements like PCI DSS. Demonstrate ability to meet intrusion detection requirements mandated by certain compliance frameworks. Now, if your company has some regulatory requirements, regulatory compliance to be followed, then this is going to help you a lot in achieving your goal. So, if we just now we just need to sum up this whole discussion. We just want to there are other tools that we need to discuss. So Guard Duty basically has several data sources. It collects log from VPC flow logs, which provides network traffic visibility. Then it collects events from CloudTrail. CloudTrail events are basically going to help it to capture API calls made within your AWS account. Then it collects DNS logs. These logs provide insights into DNS queries and responses. Now, it uses machine learning, anomaly detection, and integrated threat intelligence to identify and prioritize potential threats, because it has a huge, it collects logs from different services, almost every services of AWS. You can integrate it. It can help you to get the events from there. It can help you to gather data from those sources and then perform analysis on it. Automated, this whole thing is automated. Threat intelligence, threat detection. It continuously analyzes data from multiple AWS data sources, and this is a continuous process, and it's an automated process. Mostly it's a very accurate detection. It uses machine learning models basically on AWS passive data to minimize false positive. Integrated threat intelligence, we can say that it includes threat intelligence feeds from AWS security and a third party. Third parties, if you want to integrate, you obviously you can integrate CrowdStrike and Proofpoint or any other services that you want to integrate to detect a known malicious IP addresses or domains, because these are known. I mean, these are known companies in the market, and then they can provide you very reliable information. Now we will go to this guard duty console, this guard duty, this whole guard duty service, which is or application which is being provided by AWS, to see how it works. Now this is something when you will enable guard duty, you will see this screen. This screen has, if we just, okay. So now you can see guard duty malware protection can detect malware on each Amazon EBS volume up to 2 terabytes in size. So there's one more thing which is a new feature. It is going to help you a lot for malware detections, to perform malware scans and doing these kind of things. Updated 30 minutes ago. If we just updated a few seconds ago. Now there's one findings, and I'll show you the finding, but let's just focus on dashboards first. There's a summary that you will see. The following insights are based on the last 5,000 findings generated in your AWS environment. Total finding, oh, it's a low level severity. Issue, and then most common findings, others, access key, account. These are the detailed least occurring findings. Now, if we just talk about this menu that we see with this guard duty console, we can see there are findings, usage, EC2 malware scans, S3 protection, EKS protection, runtime monitoring, malware protection for EC2, RDS protection, Lambda protection. It is going to give you a lot of things. It is going to provide you proper investigation or investigation platform. After it will be the whole detection is going to be done by this tool. So it's an automatic thing. There's a machine learning involved, there's an artificial intelligence involved, and these kind of things are going to help you in achieving your goal. Like obviously you will be getting all the information, all the findings here, and then you'll have to work on the investigation, and data will be provided to you. Now, if we just try to understand like what kind of findings it is going to give, what kind of finding will it be sharing to us. If we just open findings from here, now we can see that there is a low severity finding, and it says policy IAM user root credential usage. So there is a root credential which has been used recently from this account, and then these are the root. Okay, if we just open this finding, you will see, as I've told you earlier, that you will be seeing a lot of details about the metadata, about context, about the resources which are being used, or it is going to give you proper resources. Low severity region US East 1, count 53. Account ID, this is the account ID, no information available for the resource ID, created at, updated at, and resource role, target, access key, this is access key ID, principal ID, user type, root, username, root. So this username root has been used, and we can see that the type is also root. Action type, it's an AWS API call. Describe event aggregates. So this is something that I have been working on, and this is something that I have been doing, like I want to get the aggregations of the events, and that's the API call I have made. So it says AWS API call, that's an action, then event aggregation and then service name health.amazonaws.com. There's a first scene, last scene, remote IP. This is the IP that is being used. That's my IP. We can see that's a ASN, then ISP. So this is a very accurate information. Because I have been doing this API call, and I have been working on this one. I have been getting the aggregations. I have been working to collect events, and we can see that this is something. So what happens is like, it says the API describe event aggregates was invoked using root credentials from IP address. So something like, let's say that if something is happening, which hasn't happened before, or it's something, if it's observing behavior, it's observing patterns, and it finds out that this is something new. This is completely something very rare for this account user, and obviously when something involves root account, then it means there will be a lot of issues, and hardly we should be using root for these kind of, in real environments or production environment, we hardly need to use root accounts. There must need to be proper accounts with proper permissions or users and these kind of things, with the proper roles attached to those. So root credential usage is something, I can see that this is something I have been trying to perform, but it has detected this because it observes that this is something completely new. This is something completely different behavior as compared to the normal like activities which has been performed on this account. So if we go with investigate within detective, there's another tool that you can use, guard duty findings. So as I said, that it is going to give you a proper event, proper details about the specific event, like what has happened and how it has happened. There's an overview, resource affected, then there's an action which has been made. So it has a proper information about the target as well. Further, if you want to investigate how it is going to help you, investigate account level CrowdTrail activity to identify unusual trends in volume, new activity, and location access. Investigate user level CloudTrail activity to identify unusual. Then if you want to investigate IP details, you can go to the detective. Detective is another service of AWS that you can use. If we just start this, okay, no, I think okay, I need to activate it for this account. Okay, getting started, add member account using AWS organization by invitation. Summary, okay, yeah, it's just loading. Let's see if I can bring this thing here, if I can do more findings through AWS detected. Okay, the API describe event aggregate was invoked using root credentials. Then there is its IP and other details, but why I can't find the details? Finding ID. This is going to bring me back to guard duty, which is okay. I don't want to come here. Welcome to add members account to your behavior. When a member account is enabled, you can view the guard duty findings and other resources. So it is enabled for the root account, I'm sure. Yeah, it's enabled. Get our scripts. Okay, so there is something that you can do. Obviously it needs some integrations. View active investigations. You can do investigations from here. This is another great tool to perform detection and obviously. So Amazon Detective investigates potential security, makes it easy to investigate, analyze, and quickly identify the root cause of potential security issue or suspicious activities. Automatically collect data from your AWS resources and use machine learning, statistical analysis, and graph theory to help you visualize and conduct faster and more efficient security investigations. Perfect. Now, if you want to start any investigations, that's how you're going to do it. It's using machine learning. It uses a lot of the tools. Obviously, it is use machine learning and then graph and patterns, observe behaviors and other things. So it is a plus with the with this guard duty tool, and if you are going to use both of these tools, it is going to help you with the investigation. It is going to help you with the detections, and then if there is something compromised, these detection behaviors are going to help you or may indicate that this is something that has been compromised. If some unusual data access pattern has been observed, like it identifies anomalies in data access that could signify data exfiltration or other malicious activity, it is going to give you alerts. It is going to share details with you. Then if there will be policy violation, like you can see there's the policy I'm user root credential usage. If you will see if it finds unauthorized access patterns that may indicate policy violation or insider threats, it is going to share details with you. Okay. So yeah, this is the guard duty. If I just share like a real example, how we can utilize it, how we can work on it. So it can be, but the thing is, like, it can be integrated with different AWS services as well. Like you can use it with Security Hub. You can aggregate findings from guard duty and other AWS security services for a centralized view. I think yeah. So this is AWS Security Hub. You can see there's a guard duty consolidated, prioritize security findings. You can integrate it with AWS Lambda to automate responses to findings such as isolating compromised instances or notifying security team. Then you can integrate it with the Amazon AWS CloudWatch, and you can monitor and respond to guard duty findings in real time from there as well. So that's something you can do from here. We have been working. Okay, so let me just open it. Where have been? Yeah, so if we just understand if it's a real world scenario, like how usually we work in the industry with this tool. So let's say that there is a company, and those are, we can say that it's a financial company, fintech or something. So it notices unusual spikes in data transfer of one of its EC2 instances, and guard duty analyzes VPC flow logs and CrowdTrail logs, detecting that instance is communicating with an unknown malicious IP address. These are the patterns. That's how it observes. That's how it finds out the details, and that's how it is going to help you in achieving your goal of securing your infrastructure. It is going to bring all of these data. It is going to help you in achieving, like, we have detected this pattern, this anomaly, this behavior is something strange to us. It generates a finding. It is going to alert you or your team, and then you're going to take immediate action on that. Just like that, and there will be something, and as you have already seen, there's a one finding. I know that I have done this. I know it's a legit, but it's a completely new. It's a completely different than usual. And based on those patterns, based on those information, it has detected this information. So that's just the first tool which we discussed today, and now we'll move to another AWS tool which we are going to discuss, like how it can work with us. But the main thing is, like, you can use different tools. If you want to use any other tool, you can do that. It must need to collect events from different sources, and then it needs to perform there must need to be machine learning, artificial intelligence, anomalies or pattern behavior analysis, and these kind of things involved in those tools. And then it is going to share details with you if it sees something strange. Otherwise, if it's a just rule based thing, like if there is a rule, it's going to be met and then it's going to share findings with you. It is a very old fashioned way. Okay, now let's go to another tool. We have already familiar with the, now we are already familiar with the detective, AWS detective. Yeah. So, if you find something in guard duty or any other tool and you want to investigate it further, this is something that you can utilize. You can go with the finding groups and actives, or finding groups are now utilize generative AI technology that provides insight into your investigation. Select a finding group to try out or learn more about region availability in documentations. If we open this, what is the AI, what is detective, these are the features, and then we just need to go find detail. Okay, so such as login attempts, API calls, and network traffic from AWS CloudTrail, VPC Flow, it also ingests findings detected by guard duty. Now, if something happens in guard duty, if there's a finding in guard duty and you want to ingest those into this tool, we can do that. Detective uses machine learning and visualization to create a unified interactive view of your resources, behaviors, and the interactions between them over time. You can explore this behavior graph to examine disparate actions such as failed logon attempts or suspicious API call. You can also see how these actions affect resources such as AWS accounts and Amazon EC2 instances. You can adjust the behavior graph scope and timeline for a variety of tasks, rapidly investigate any activity that falls outside of the norm, identify patterns that may indicate a security issue, understand all of the resources affected by a finding. As it has been said in this description, that it uses machine learning and visualization to create a unified interactive view. So it is basically it leverages AI to help you investigate and identify the root cause of potential security issues, or you can say that suspicious activity within your AWS environment. It works on those kind of things. And now this finding groups, it's a new feature. So it says finding groups now utilize generative AI technology that provides insights into your investigation. Select a finding group to try it. If there's a finding, we don't have any findings at this moment, but if there will be any finding, you can just group into this one, and then you can work with it. I'm not sure why this guard duty thing isn't working. If I just go back, it should be working. Get started for free. I just need to go to the, oh no, I just want to go to the guard duty from here. Okay, let's see if I can ingest it. How can I ingest it to export? I don't want to export it. So there is only one way: guard duty findings, investigate, do it detective. Can I ingest it? Detective, I think we there's these details. This is similar to what we have seen already on guard duty. So it's just similar to that one. We are not seeing anything unusual. Page not found. I think this it has been enabled. I mean, it wasn't enabled at that time when we saw that finding, so maybe that's the reason. Integrations. Does it need some kind of integrations? We must enable security lag to integrate with detective. We don't need it at this moment. Yeah, so the purpose is, I mean, there's obviously you can see all the information here. It uses advanced machine learning, statistical analysis, and then graph theory to automatically collect and analyze log data from different AWS resources. And if you need to find out, like, you can see that investigate with detective, like what things you can investigate. You can investigate account level, CloudTrail activity, to identify unusual trend or user activities or IP address related activities. Like if something you want to see all the logs originating from this source IP, you can use this filter as well. I'm not sure if we can just go with this one. I'm not okay. Still not found. Perfect. This will be archived now. I don't want to archive it. So that's how it works. Basically, there's no finding at this moment, and that's just I mean, there's no active findings or anything, but it can use a lot of information. It can provide you a lot of access to information or resources, so you can do your investigations in a better way. There is a graphical representations, newly observed geolocations, or other information that you can see, roles and user with the most API call volumes, and then there's a finding groups which also uses AI. If we talk about like real world example using AI in Amazon Detective, so let's consider a scenario where Amazon Guard Duty alerts you to unusual login activities from a compromised account. Amazon Detective uses AI to visualize, analyze the entire activity patterns. It is going to show you API calls, it is going to show you network traffic and related anomalies. The comprehensive analysis, this whole comprehensive analysis enables the security team to quickly understand the full scope of the incidents, and then they can take appropriate mitigation action. They can disable the users or whatever they want to do. They can do that using these kind of things. Okay, so this was the another second tool powered by AI, and that's something for the investigation purposes. If you want to do investigation, you can use this one. This was this AWS Detective is something really helpful, and it has our tool number 2. It's our tool number 2. We are going to let's go to the tool number 3 now. Third tool is Amazon Messi. Discover and protect your sensitive data at scale. Automate sensitive data discovery. Discover sensitive data in your buckets, from your buckets, obviously. Gain cost efficient. Assess your Amazon S3 bucket inventory for security and access control. Then there is a reduction try time with actionable reporting or sensitive data found in S3. Now we have worked on different AWS calls, different API calls, or other findings. What if there isn't something happening with our data store, like sensitive data which is being stored? How can we find issues in those? AWS Messi, Amazon Messi is a data security service that uses machine learning and pattern matching to discover and help protect your sensitive information, sensitive data. There is a workflow. Enable Messi with one selection in the AWS management console or single API call. Continually evaluate Amazon S3 storage and automate its sensitive data discovery, fully discovery scan, take actions. Why Messi? Amazon Messi discovers sensitive data using machine learning and pattern matching, provides visibility into data security risks, and enables automated protection against those risks. Strengthen your security posture, discover sensitive data for compliance, protect sensitive data during migration, increase visibility for... Okay, so these are all the information. If we just go to the Amazon Messi console, let me reload this one. Okay. Basically, I will just, I think this whole thing is going to take some time. I have just enabled it. Automated data classification is the main part of this one. It uses machine learning to classify data stored in Amazon S3 buckets, identifying sensitive information automatically, like if it finds that this is a cardholder data or any other information from financial companies or any other companies, then it monitors, it observes, it identifies those kind of things. Then continuous monitoring is a plus thing. AI continuously scan data to detect new or modified sensitive data. There is a total one account. Okay, so there's nothing. We don't have any buckets at this moment, so that's the reason. Anyways, it hasn't detected any sensitive, not sensitive, not yet. There's not, you can see there's the classification, automated discovery, storage. There's no bucket at this moment. That's the reason you can create. If you will have the buckets, then it will show you that there is sensitive information in these buckets. It enhance data protection, because AI uses AI, and AI ensures that sensitive data is identified and classified accurately, which improves this whole data protection measures. Then compliance is a plus thing. If you have a regulatory compliance, it is going to help you with that. Then proactive threat detection, AI driven anomaly detection identifies potential threats. You can see the policy finding. Once scanning is completed, Massive will begin to issue findings. We will always find a summary here. These, if we just talk about the menu, by bucket, by type, by job, S3 bucket, jobs, user resource, coverage, findings, settings, what's new. Okay. It is going to help you with the risk management, as it is going to identify and mitigate risk associated with sensitive data exposure. Security incidents response is also a plus thing through this tool, which is it provides detailed insights into data breaches, helping organizations or companies around the world to quickly and effectively respond to cyber threats. Now, this is the tool. This is the third tool, which we have discussed till now. Messy, how we can utilize in real environments. Let me give you a real environment example. Let's say that you have an organization, and they are storing a large amounts of customer data in Amazon S3 buckets. Now, Amazon Messy uses AI to automatically classify and tag sensitive data. Let's say there are credit card numbers or social security numbers. It is going to classify those information after performing detection using their multiple AI or machine learning tools which has been used. Then if Messy detects unusual access patterns, it immediately alerts the security team, which is going to enable them to investigate or mitigate potential threats quickly, because that's going to be this whole thing is going to help you a lot, as you will be, if you it is going to be more focused on those that classified that data which is very sensitive data, and it is going to keep an eye, like continuously monitor those things, that this is something I will need to focus on. This is something I will be working on, and making sure that this data remains secure. That's how it is going to help you in this tool. If we talk about integrations, this is going to be integrated with several AWS services. If you want, if you want to enhance its capabilities, obviously, then you can enhance it by integrating it with AWS CloudTrail, AWS Security Hub, or Amazon S3. Obviously, you will be integrating with Amazon S3. That's the first thing. Direct integration with S3 is going to allow seamless monitoring and protection of stored data. Okay, now this is this has been the third tool which we have discussed till now. Let's go to the another one now. Okay, we have been discussing, discussing, or we have been saying this name AWS Security Hub a lot in last couple of minutes. So let's turn our attention to Amazon Security Hub, which is a comprehensive security service that uses artificial intelligence to provide a centralized view of your cybersecurity posture across your AWS environment. Run automated security checks across, prioritize, and remediate security issues. Consolidate security findings from AWS services and partner products in standard format across all your accounts. It's consolidated, prioritize security findings, guard duty, inspector, messy, additional AWS services, but mainly these are tools that you can see from here. And security scanning, errors, various security, and then there's a triage, prioritize scanning security issues. Okay, if we just open this one, you can see AWS Security Hub collects and consolidates findings from AWS security services, enable your environments such as intrusion detection findings from guard duty, vulnerability scans from Amazon Inspector, and S3 bucket policy findings from Amazon Messy. AWS Security Hub also consolidates findings from integrated AWS partner security solutions. Okay, now if we just go to Security Hub, okay, I need to enable it. Enable Security Hub. There's no notifications at this moment, but this is the dashboard. You will see this standard. It says AWS Foundation Security Best Practices. These are the benchmarks. It is going to help you audit or perform a checklist analysis against your AWS resources, findings by regions. If there will be any findings, you will see those here. If I just notify control, no, let's just go with everything. Assets with the most findings, prioritize. And so that's the dashboard which we'll be seeing from here. We have just enabled it, so nothing's here, but these are the controls, security standards, insights. It's a combination of multiple tools. It's a combination of it integrates in multiple tools, and you can see the integration part here. Accept findings from other AWS services or from third party. If you have bought any services from third party, you can integrate it with this one. This is a AI Amazon Guard Duty. You can see sends findings to Security Hub. Then there's AWS Firewall Manager, AWS Health, IAM Access Analyzers, Inspector, IoT device, and you can integrate with multiple. So it is accepting findings from Amazon Messy and also from Guard Duty. So it has been enabled by default. Now, what have we seen here? We can see that there are 3 alerts or something. Yeah, these are 3 information notifications. I think these are the 3 notifications. So basically, runtime security threats to your EC2 workload with Guard Duty, configuration, central configuration, and after you enable Security Hub, it can take up to 2 hours to see results from security checks for the newly enabled standards. The control have a safe status of no data, and so it means that it's going to take approximately 2 hours, and then it is going to show you findings or details. Basically, AWS Security Hub aggregates, organizes, and prioritizes security alerts from various AWS services and partner products. It uses machine learning to correlate these findings, providing actionable insights and helping you to identify and address potential security threats more efficiently. If we talk about features, we have already discussed, like it can perform automated security checks, intelligent prioritization, comprehensive view. We have seen this view. Then there's like benefits. We talk about benefits of AI in Security Hub. AI provides a unified view of your security posture across all your AWS accounts, which is going to help you identify and respond to threats more effectively. Then efficient threat management, AI-driven prioritization is going to help you here. Then compliance automations plus thing. If we talk about AI use cases in Amazon Security Hub, threat detection and response is one of the most important things that is needed or required at this moment. AI aggregates and analyzes security findings to detect potential threats and recommend response actions. We have already discussed compliancing, then posture management. Now, if we talk about like how we can utilize in real environments, how we can utilize these security hubs in real environments, it is going to take some time, as it says, like it needs 2 hours. So consider an organization using multiple AWS services and third-party security tools. Amazon Security Hub uses AI to aggregate and analyze findings from these sources, or if there is any integration with external sources, it collects data from there as well, providing a comprehensive view of the security posture. If a potential threat is detected, the machine learning algorithm prioritizes the alert based on severity and impact, enabling the security team to respond swiftly. So it integrates with the guard duty, Messi, config, Lambda, whatever you want to integrate it, which is going to be. We have already discussed this integration part from here. There's multiple integrations which you can do from here. It even integrate audio management, chatbot. There's a lot of that things that you can enable with it. So yeah, this is a hub. This is a something that you can use, and it integrates with multiple AWS services to collect data. Okay, now let's go to our next tool. Next, let's explore Amazon Inspector. We have just activated it. Okay. Amazon Inspector is a security service that automates the assessments of application for okay, let me just cancel this one, for vulnerabilities and deviations from best practices. Inspector basically leverages artificial intelligence to enhance its ability to detect potential security issues. To get started, activate. I have already activated it, so it needs, I think the scan is in progress or something. Yeah, so it is going to find the instance finding, repository, Lambda functions, another detail, package name, EC2, another finding, export, SBOMs, separation rules, on-demand scans, CIS scans, and other things. So there's a lot of information by vulnerability, by instance, by container. It has categorized findings. I mean, there's a lot of categories we can see from here. Basically, we have already discussed Amazon Inspector uses machine learning and automated reasoning to analyze the behavior and configuration of your applications. Then it identifies vulnerabilities, potential security vulnerabilities, compliance issues, and going to provide you actionable insights so you can help on remediations, help to solve those issues quickly. It can automate security assessments. It uses AI to perform automated assessment of your AWS resources. Then context-aware findings, machine learning algorithm analyze the context of each finding, prioritizing basically them based on potential impact and likelihood. AI continuously monitors your resources, ensuring ongoing compliance and security. Improved detection is something which you'll be getting with AWS Amazon Inspector. Prioritize remediation, proactive security are plus with this tool. Okay, just one moment. We can see that there's a couple of notifications. Amazon Inspector agentless vulnerability assessment for EC2 now generally available. Perfect. Continuous monitoring for your Amazon EC2 instance for software vulnerability without installing an agent or additional software. With this expansion, Inspector now offers 2 scan modes of EC2 scanning, hybrid scan and agent-based scan. Now you can, if you want to find the package related vulnerability or packages issues, you can use this one. If we talk about a real world scenario where we can use Inspector, so let's consider a scenario where let's say an organization deploys a new application on AWS. Amazon Inspector is going to use AI machine learning to automatically assess the application for vulnerability It is going to identify insecure configurations and potential compliance issues. The machine learning algorithm prioritize these findings, highlighting the importance of critical issues that need immediate attentions. If we talk about its integrations, I think EC2 settings or all these things are here. Resource coverage is here. You can increase the resource coverage where you want to perform the scan. This is the main dashboards. Code detectors for Lambda code scanning, AWS Lambda function with the most critical findings. Amazon machine images, AMI. This is a comprehensive dashboard. You can integrate with the Security Hub, CloudWatch, to bring details here. This is something that you can do. So we have already discussed the Amazon Detective, which investigates potential security issues and also uses machine learning and AI. So these are all the tools. This is all the tools. The basic concept is like how AI is going to help you in achieving your goal, in securing your infrastructure, how AI can work on these kind of things, how AI can help you in making sure that you get a perfect understanding of these tools. So you can utilize these frameworks or utilize alternative frameworks by using the same concept, and then how it is going to help you in working on securing your infrastructure. Next, we are going to discuss multiple other services or frameworks that can be used. So Rapid7 is a very known platform, very known. It provides a lot of service. It provides a lot of tools for the application security, for the DAST. These are like, it has a lot of platforms. It has a lot of products or services, you can say. The real AI race is with your adversaries, and you need a lot more than speed. So how Rapid7 can help, how it has multiple products. So if we talk about products here, so it has a next generation SIEM, cloud security inside CloudSec. That's something we have been using for a very long time in the industry, and it's very reliable. Then vulnerability management inside VM, threat intelligence, threat command inside AppSec. That's my favorite. Orchestration and automation, SOAR inside Connect, penetration testing, Metasploit, Nextpose, Velociraptor. That's for incident response. Now, how they are using AI to work on these kind of things, how they're using AI to enhance the capabilities of their products or services or tools, so those tools can perform better detection. Seize patterns, anomalies, human can't, and rule-based detection miss. Now let's say that you're using a SIEM, and that SIEM has rule-based detections only. Like you have, they created a rule. Like if you see .env or something like that, there's a rule. If you see in these kind of things in URI, then block it. So this is a very old-fashioned way. But if it says that these pattern anomalies, humans gone, and rule-based detection miss. So most of the thing is something which a rule has missed, which a rule can miss. Most of the things a rule can miss, because if it's not observing patterns, if it's not observing behavior, it's not working on anomalies, then there will be a lot of issues. So it sees patterns and anomalies which humans can't. So it has a very very amazing patterns and anomalies behavior, anomalies or behavior detection capabilities. Then continuously shrink your attack surface. We adopted AI and suppressed noises, because if you don't use AI, then there will be like a lot of false positive. You may see thousands of alerts every minute, and you will need a lot of time to investigate those events. So it is going to help you in performing these kind of things, like detection and adaptive AI is going to shrink your attack surface, plus suppress. You can suppress noises with this. Built on 12 plus years of threat intelligence and analysis and open source communities, 40 AI ML patents granted, 20 plus pending, trained by elite SOC team. Built for security, baked in, changing outcomes, AI-powered platform that continuously adapt to you. So this is AI-driven cloud anomaly detection, detecting malicious activity across cloud environments is a tough challenge. Cloud infrastructure is dynamic. Assets are virtual and transient. The only way to win human and machine collaborating is doing what they do best. Uses AI to reduce 94% of DOS attacks. Rapid sevens, okay, this is an article, but it uses like how it can be that means like dynamic analysis of security testing when there is an application which you are seeing on your screen, like it's a dynamic version, then how it is going to help in achieving your goal. If you have you can see that develop AI and ML techniques that effectively prevents 94% of brute force DOS attacks and eliminate the entire kill chain at the source. So these tools are going to help you, like this tool that they have developed, it has effectively prevent 94% of brute force DOS and eliminate the entire kill chain. This is amazing thing. Then Rapid 7 ML Teams win AI Sec Best Paper Award. Use of AMI/ML to triage vulnerability remediation, reducing false positive by 96%. Our team took that coveted award ahead of the likes of Apple and Microsoft. Lost bots episodes, rise of the machines, exactly how is AI being used in cybersecurity, and not used, no matter what you hear. 2 of Rapid 7 senior protection and 10 there's give straight answer. Okay, not our concern. But that's how they provide a lot of tools, and then there's an AI enabled in those. In AI, there's an AI in those tools which is going to help you in working on analysis and doing whatever you want to do. You using those security tools that you have deployed in your environment, and this is going to help you a lot with those things too. So yeah, that's how we can use it. If you want to enable it in application security, or you want to work with the cloud infrastructure security, there are multiple tools that we have discussed, and these are the representative technologies that you can use. You can use their inside application security or cloud security. There are multiple tools available which you can utilize. So that's it for today. Thank you very much, and hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can ask us and we'll be here to answer your question.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new initiative by JSS. I'm Shahid, and today we are diving into the exciting intersection of cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. Our goal is to help you enhance your skills with a series of AI-generated exercises related to cybersecurity mainly. And in this video, we'll be generating an exercise related to Nmap, a powerful network scanning tool. Okay, let's start it now. First, let's get an understanding about Nmap. Obviously, most of you will be aware of this tool, but let's just get a basic definition so we can understand what this tool actually does. Now, Nmap is a network scanner created by Gordon Leon. Nmap is used to discover hosts and services on a computer network by sending packets and analyzing the responses. Nmap provides a number of features for probing computer networks, including host discovery and service, and also operating system detections. Plus, there is a couple of things that it can also do related to vulnerability scanning. We can do that. Obviously, if we want to perform vulnerability scannings for specific services which are running on a specific devices or network devices, we can do that. Now let's start the exercise. Let's get the understanding how we are going to generate exercises, how we're going to work on exercises, and how AI is going to help us in working with the exercises. Now we have got the understanding what Nmap is. Let me help you in understanding how JSS is going to help you in achieving your goal with the cybersecurity related tasks, like how you can create exercises, how you can work on those exercises, how JSS AI powered tools are going to help you with that. Now let's get the understanding about this dashboard first. When you will be coming here on AI lab exercises, there will be lab exercises, Windows, Linux, sandbox. There are multiple options available here, but we'll be going with the lab exercises, cybersecurity. There's the video guides also available here if you want to use it to get an understanding how you can work with the things. You can do that from here. Now, let's say that let's just understand devices which are connected to this network. There's a Windows Server 2022 domain controller, and then domain member server. There's a Windows Server 2022, and then Windows 11. That's also a domain member workstation. If we talk about other Linux devices, there's Elma Linux standalone workstation, and then there's Kali Linux standalone workstation. So these are the 5 devices which are connected to this network. Now, we need to work with the Kali Linux. Mostly we'll have to work on, like, obviously we are going to use Nmap, so it is going to be there in the Kali Linux, obviously. Now we need to generate an exercise like how we can scan all the network devices, and then we will be focusing on specifically on Windows 11, like how we can just scan different services running on this specific workstation, and different boards which are open, and how we can do that, how we are going to work on those kind of things. Now let's start generating the exercise. Now I'll have to type get an exercise for Nmap scan on all network devices, mainly focusing on Windows workstation for open ports and services running. Okay, now when you will be doing this, when you will be obviously when you have type all these kind of things, then next thing that you're going to do is work on you need to click on this get exercise part, and now it will be generating exercise based on all the information that we have provided. Okay, now this is an output for all your tasks. You can see that it has all the information, step by step guidelines, like how we can work on these kinds of things, how we can use Nmap to scan our Windows machine. Okay, I'm going to open lab. It's going to take some time. Okay, availability, checking server availability. This may take a moment. Okay, now okay, so there's this machine. This is our Kali Linux machine. Then there's I think all the machines are down. I have to turn those on. Let's see if I can turn those on one by, without. Okay, power on, and power on. Okay, because we are going to scan all these machines, so obviously we want all of these to be up and running so we can perform the scan. Network performance. Okay, no issues here. This is also up now. This one is going to be up in a moment. Okay, 3 machines are up now. Where is our Kali Linux? Yeah. Okay, so I need credentials for this one. Okay, how can I get? I think it is going to be here somehow. One moment. Okay, can't we go with root? Obviously it is not going to work. It should be Kali, if I'm not wrong. Kali and Kali. It should work. Okay, let me check the password first. Like, what's the... Okay, so if I just go here. Okay, now this is going to be the admin. I think it should be logged me in without any issues, but I don't know why. Okay, can't paste it. Let me see. SCI and admin. Okay, not admin. SCI admin. Okay, and password capital R A. Okay, not correct. Password is 0 or okay, so it's 0. Now we are in our Kali Linux machine. Next we are going to follow instructions that are going to be part of this exercise. Okay. Run the following command to scan all the devices in the network. Now we need to run this command to find out all the devices which are part of this network. And we are going to do this from here. Okay. How can we paste it? That's not right. That's not right. Okay. How can we paste it? I'm not sure if we can paste it here. Like there should be an option of pasting it right here, but I don't know what's the was kind of issue. Okay. Now we are going S and S P 1. Okay, what's happening? Okay, 192.168.0. Let me see. Okay, 0.0 and 24 subnet. Okay. What has happened here? Let's see. Okay. Target specific can pass host name IP address, and I think I followed the same one. P. Okay, let's see what's the issue. Okay, I'm using exactly the same command, but I can't see any error here. Scan type not supported. Let's go with the okay. Let's go with this sample command. Yes. Okay. Let's see if we are going to get any output from here. I'm not sure why we're not getting any response for that specific command. I'll have to find the details from here. This is going to be scan techniques that we were using. It should be giving us some results. Anyways, let's see what we're going to get from this command that we have just used. Okay, let's start with the verbose as well, so we can see some output. Okay, scanning 256 hosts. Okay, now you will start seeing output from here. You can see that there's this host, and there's an open port 80. Then on this one there's a port 22 open. Then there's another SSH port open on this 4, and then 250 there's an SSH open on this one as well. If I go back from here to find out details about any other host, not sure if there's any. Okay, no, there's not information. Only these hosts have open ports, all the other hosts is down. 0.4 and 0.5, 0.4, 250, these are against, in 2 hosts left. Okay, let's just wait for the scan to be completed. About 42% done. Okay, Next, what I'm going to see here, based on their hostname, note down the hostname of the Windows workstation you want to focus on, open port, and then we're going to do this. But we are going to we have used a slightly different command, so let's see what are we going to get from here. Perfect. If it's logging me in without asking for any credentials, that's a good thing. Let me check the IP from here. Okay. Let's see the IP of this machine, and then we are going to, okay, so it's the third one, 0.3. Have we got any output for 0.3? Not sure if we have got any. No, okay, we haven't got any output for 0. And there's this Windows 10, Windows Server. Both of these two are Windows Server. Only 0.3 is Windows machine. Okay. Connect. Okay. So it's a 61% complete. Let's just give it some time so we can see the final result. Okay, now the scan has been completed, and if I just need to scroll it up a bit. Okay, and now we can see there's an SSH port open on this space. I think we have been scanning separate. Okay, then there is another SSH port open. Host is up. This is just for us. This is being scanned. This specific IP is being scanned. This network device is being scanned. If I SSH TCP, there's an okay. So this specific IP belongs to Alma Linux, and then there's another HTTP server running on this specific device. Supported method, head get post, potentially risky method, trace has been enabled, Nicias, Zeus, admin, these are the running. Okay, now there's a scan running on this one as well. Let's see. I think let me find out all the live hosts first. I need to run this because I'm not sure if we have got it. 192.168.0.0 and 24. Okay, let's find it now. Host is up. Okay, there's a Linux so that is up, and there's this. Okay, so it only shows me like there is a 1 or 2 hosts that are up. Obviously one host is up. I'm not sure if this window is properly working. Like, let me check the IPs. Okay, default gateway, then IPs, it's up. I'm not sure why it's not. Like, if I ping our Windows from here, 168.0.4, so I can ping it from here, which means it's up. Okay, if I check the IP again, what's the IP? Okay, now it has this IP. Okay, 0.3. Let's see if I can ping 0.3 from Linux. Okay, ping 192.168.0.3. Okay, so Windows host is not accessible from here. Okay, let's Okay, let's try to do one more thing. Okay, need to, okay, not getting any response from here. I'll have to use Nmap again. If I use Nmap with the same command that we were trying to do, okay, p, using p and one, okay, okay, 192.168.0.3. Let's go now. Okay, wrong. My bad. Just need to correct this one, and now it should be working. Let's see. Okay, so it requires root privileges. Sudo. Okay. 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 Now it is working. So there is we can see that there are a couple of ports open. I think the scan that we were trying to perform at first, it wasn't able to access this, but I think there's a RDP port open on 3389 and there's a 135 port open as well. So I think port 80 is closed basically, and that's the reason it was just trying to scan those ports first, and it wasn't finding out any details, so that's why it wasn't giving us results. But now I can see that there's an RDP port which is open. Okay, let's just see if the scan going to be completed. Okay, it's 48% completed. Let's see. Okay, so these are the two services open. If I just go this one to find out what services are running on this machine, let's see if we can find. Let's stat. Okay. Okay. It's taking some time. I think multiple machines are running, so maybe that's the reason, but let's see what do we have here. Okay, now we have scanned our Windows machine. That's first we were unable to, obviously there were some issues with the ports not being open, but these are the ports open on Windows machine. If we can just, so there's an MSWBT server running on this one, then there's an unknown port which is being used by 5040 port which is being used by unknown service, and then there's a PandoPub Linux. These are the services running on this one. 135 Microsoft WPT server which is running on 3389. This is a complete scan report of Nmap. Let's see if I can find out. Okay, so it was being used, the same command was being used for this specific, but we were unable to find out the live host using the other command. But we have got the scan report of the Windows machine. Now if I want to find out the more details about these open services, let's say, can I copy it? Okay, copy, and now can I paste it here? Oh, there's another thing. This is a very perfect oh no, not this one. I don't want this one. I need this specific to be copied. I'm not sure if we can copy it from here. device settings and automatically login. Okay, we can't do a copy from here, but there's a like if you want to see what these services are doing. Now you can see that we have scanned the Windows machine, and we can see there's a 3389 port which is running. Now I want to find out more about 3389 port on Windows. Okay, what's the purpose of this one? Now this is a very interesting part. Like this is going to be really helpful for you. Obviously, you got a lot of ports and you want to find out the details, like what these ports are actually doing, and you just need to type the port number and then ask about like what these ports actually does, and then you're going to get the details. Okay, port 3389 is commonly used for remote desktop protocol RDP services on Windows service systems. RDP allows users to remotely connect to and control Windows workstations or servers over the network, and also it enables users to access the desktop applications and files on the remote Windows system. And that's how it is going to be really helpful for you. We have tried this command, but obviously it wasn't working first, but we tried a different one to find out all the live host, and then we tried this command for on our Windows. We can see there's such as RDP, SMB wasn't open, and then HTTP was also not open. And document the findings. Once you're completed the documentation for all, summarize the findings and highlight, and you can do that from here. You've got all the details from here. You can further find out different information about these services, or you can do more detailed analysis on these specific services running on this specific machine as well. And then there's you can use this command as to get more information. But obviously that's how you're going to do these kind of things. And then the most important part is to get details. Like when you get the findings, you need to get details like about the ports as well. It is going to this specific chatbot is going to help you in finding out more details about your specific needs, about your specific scans requirements, and also about the output that you'll be getting from the Nmap. Obviously, if you are completely new to this cybersecurity and you're getting into the cybersecurity, then it is going to be completely complicated for you when you will be seeing all these ports open and you don't know what you want to do with it. Then you're going to paste all these, you're going to ask questions from this chatbot, and that's how it is going to be working for you. So yeah, at the end you're just going to work on this complete exercise, and it will say exercise completed. Resume tips: highlight your exercises with network scanning analysis using Nmap on Kali Linux. Emphasize your attention to detail and ability to identify Windows workstations. You can read all these resume tips and add these exercises into your resume, because that's how you're going to show hiring managers that you have experience with these kind of things. So yeah, hope you have enjoyed this hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions you can ask us, you can ask us in comments, you can share the questions with us, and we'll be happy to answer those. Thank you very much.